Thank you for attending the Week of Kindness. Coming up next is another powerful, impactful, amazing speaker. Get your notepad out, get your pen. Let's get ready and enjoy. Welcome, everyone, back to the Week of Kindness. I am your host, Test with the mostest for the spirituality track, Dr. Lisa Brewer. And I have with me someone very dear to me. We have worked together for, gosh, it's been over a year now, hasn't it, Kari?
Yes, over a year.
It's been over a year. She's not pulling her hair out. She still loves this. I have here Kari Whitman, the owner, founder, and CEO of Crystals and Chai. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. I'm so glad you could join us for this week of kindness summit and gratitude. Gratitude and week of kindness and gratitude summit. Oh my gosh, it's already starting. I was really happy you were able to join us because you have a very moving and a unique story about how you even got to this place of recognizing you're a light worker. And you might not think it's that, but I really do, because I think everybody, like, we kind of all have these doubts here and there, or we're just not sure. So I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, Kari, and then let's get into your journey about how we got to where we are right now.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Kari. I am the proud owner of Crystals and Chai. The full name is Crystals and Chai Healing and Jewelry, because I do a lot more than just energy healing. For me, my journey is kind of just been a lifetime journey. Didn't know that I could do energy work until a few people started asking me how I was doing what I was doing. I started out with my kids being young and them having aches and pains and helping them out with that. Didn't know what it was. And this was like, my kids are in their 20s now. So flash forward literally like about 10 years ago, and I started helping my husband out with some of what he was going through with his aches, pains, and things. And then flash forward again to a few people that I did not know that were with the Light Academy, and they were. And they noticed some things, and it was the best Instagram message I've ever gotten. Changed my life and helped me to figure out all that was going on that I was able to do. And then flash forward again about 6 months ago, and my mentor says, you do realize, Kari, that you don't just, your energy isn't just about, I don't do Reiki, which is beautiful. Reiki is a beautiful modality. It's just in my hands. It's my guides. It's my spirit tribe. It's my energy sessions are spirit led. So basically I channel in because I have the client's permission to do all this. I ask their guides for my guides, talk to their guides, and then they tell me where it needs to be worked with my crystals. That's where the crystals come in. And of course I infuse my jewelry.
With that, and yes, and we're going to talk about all of that. You guys, you absolutely have to. If you've never purchased crystal jewelry from an energy healer or an energy worker, or just one that is awakened and actually infuses the energy into each piece, it's something you absolutely need to do. But I want to kind of take you back, because when you were working with your children, for example, when you say you were helping them with aches and pains, how are you doing that? Because I'm sure there's some mothers out here that are doing that right now and they may not even realize it.
So my son had like a couple of times where he just had really major growth spurts. So I'd sit him on my lap and I would literally just take his legs and just kind of gently massage them a little bit and just kind of hope that he wouldn't be in so much pain as he's growing,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't realize that that was literally me taking my hands. And I don't have to touch. That's why I can do everything virtual. So I didn't, but for him, I was just kind of kneading through his little knees and things, and it just happened. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know I was doing that because I noticed that some kids would, their pains would stay around. And my son, I would just do that for about a couple minutes and he'd be good to go. Okay, thanks, mom.
And so, what we don't realize that, there's healing. Some people have what they used to call, and they still do in some circles, healing hands. And really, those of us with healing hands, all that really is us allowing our higher self in connection with source, with God, the universe, to just channel that life energy, right? To just channel that healing energy in from one to another. Um, your husband. So you're going through and you're healing, you're helping your kids. How did it work with your husband?
My husband was misdiagnosed with something anyway. So I would help him with his energy work. Like I would help him. Basically, I thought I was doing Reiki to begin with. So I would have him lay down and get comfortable, and I would do the work through the chakras.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically helped him so that he could move better. His energy felt different after like a session. He was able to like move his hands, and he was able to walk better, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it really helped him. And
That's beautiful.
yeah.
That is beautiful. And the reason why I'm going through this, guys, is because I want everyone out there to understand that there's a good chunk of you all that are watching this right now and that will watch it a little bit later and rewatch it, that you already are the energy healer that you aspire to be. Because we're born with some of these gifts and abilities, and then others we kind of pick up, right? We turn them on later on. And but but if we can understand that these things are just very natural, we're all energetic beings, then I'm hoping that there's even more people out there that are going to say, you know what? I can do this too. Like, this is really, I'm already doing it. I mean, you were already doing Reiki, Kari, before you ever were quote unquote Reiki attuned. Because all Reiki is the channeling of universal life energy. That's it. And working with the chakras, that's it. And beforehand, it was always for physical healing, but now we understand that it's a lot more. So you were already doing Reiki. We just
Yeah.
kind of formalized it. It was no, that was it. So that you had your family that you worked with, and then there were other people that you began to work with. And I think this kind of feeds into the topic of the day of why I am a light worker. You want to talk to people about why you decided to take the plunge and go all in on this light worker path. So what led you there to this light worker path? Why did you decide to take that leap of faith?
Because I know that there are people out there that need my help and my assistance. They need to feel better. And it's not just about aches and pains. It's also about feeling better about yourself, self-care, which is extremely important. It's about working through anxiety, working through trauma, working through being an empath, working through all of it. I want to help people to feel better, to be able to get through life better.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ongoing process
Mm-hmm.
because we're always experiencing all of those on a daily basis. And I just want to be I want to be one of the people that can help those out there.
Yeah. Do you think that, let me ask you this, was it a little scary at first to kind of finally say to yourself, okay, I want to be in service to others. And this is what I want to do for a full-time kind of gig. Like, how did that, like, how did you work through that fear, if there was any?
I kind of had to make a choice because I had the job that I was working with corporate. I was suffering severe
Mhm.
burnout, and I had to make a choice. And the choice was, do I want to help corporate make money, or do I want to make it for myself? And do
Mhm.
I want to be able to help people on a full-time basis so that it's much more rewarding to see someone when you're done with the session and then start with the session and they're like, you can feel it, obviously, because you're empathic about that. And at the end of the session, you get that, the for me, spirit gives me, on my left side of my body, I get a tingle, and then I get a smile, the biggest smile. And then every now and then a client's loved one or someone who's passed will come through and say, thank you for helping whomever I'm helping. So, and I'm more than just crystals and chai. I'm a lot. But I love what I do. I love helping people, and know that they go from feeling one way to bringing them out of that and helping them to see their own value, their own love is precious.
Yes, absolutely. What would you say to people who, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there right now that are working a corporate job, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Before I went full time, I was working a corporate job too. And in fact, I do feel like it's important, if you are working, it's okay to keep working so that you give yourself a buffer and a cushion, right? And you're not putting a lot of pressure on the business itself until you're ready for you to just walk into the business itself. What would you say are some of the key things as you were getting ready to leave corporate America? Some of the key points in, because you were already creating jewelry when we met, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What were some of the key things that you feel were instrumental in you successfully walking away from corporate and walking in your purpose fully? The things that you think really like stood out and kind of helped you be able to do that.
For me personally, in order, I had been thinking about it for a while, but for me personally, I literally was so burned out on it that I wasn't even able to function in my life. I
Mhm.
was sleeping most of the time. I get off from my work. I work virtual as a remote worker, and I would get off of my computer and then literally go and I'd sleep for 2 hours
Mm.
because I had such, and not everybody is like that. Some people are just like, okay, I want to, that was my thing. And I just, and I had to obviously talk with my husband about it because you don't just quit corporate and then it's a big adult decision. I got all my ducks in a row, so to speak, which was just making sure that I was able to replace what I was giving up with like monetary and things like that, making sure that it wasn't too much, so to speak. And
Mhm.
we made it work, and still, abundance,
Mhm.
doing those mantras in the morning and doing our daily affirmations and having faith in yourself, I think, is the biggest, making sure that you know what you're doing, you know what you want. And for me, that is huge. I believe 110% in what I do. It's
Mm.
like especially when I get that, like with my jewelry, if I get that text or that email or a call or whatever saying, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. And I felt the energy when I opened up the box, the gift, because everything comes with the gift box and little goodie bag, but the energy infusion, so, or the tinctures that I make, that they help out people, or, they see something I do on social. I mean, my energy is energy, but when you do and you put it out there, I know I think I'm totally off the topic that you asked,
No,
but
you're fine. You're fine. What I'm hearing you say is what brought you into having a success. You had a plan. You didn't just quit. You had a plan, and then you started to execute that plan, right?
mhm.
So you started to not only build the business on the side, but then just kind of make sure that you were going to, if not fully replace, close enough that full-time income um, from corporate America, so that it wouldn't be as big of a transition for you to go into this. And then you moved right out into the next topic, which this is great because I wanted to talk about the things and how you infuse that energy, right? And so why do you even do that? Like, talk to us about the care that goes into the jewelry and the tinctures, and if there's anything you want to show, like, I would love for you to show those as well.
So I was on a meeting with the Lightworker Academy, and I was talking about my Mercury retrograde earrings. And
Oh my gosh. And what crystals are on those Mercury retrograde earrings?
um, there's some howlite, rose quartz, amethyst, lapis lazuli, malachite, clear crystal. Trying to get them. I'm not really all that good at doing this unless I'm. Here we go.
Wow. No, wait, you got all those crystals on those earrings? My goodness.
Yeah, they're all intertwined.
I see now. That's
It's
beautiful.
a chandelier type effect.
That is absolutely
And I
beautiful.
call them my Mercury retrograde because we all need help getting through that. Um, and then I've got another example of a pendant that I made, which is amethyst with lotus flower. Basically, as I'm making these,
Mhm.
I usually have some sort of a YouTube vibration going on.
Mhm.
And then I put my love and light intent into that. This is a heart chakra.
So why do you feel that it's that important? Because and I've seen a lot of people that do crystal wrapping and they do all sorts. They make jewelry and everything. But I can tell you, when I pick up that piece, I personally don't feel, and there's no shade, guys. Anybody that's out there that knows I bought your stuff. But if I pick it up, I might not feel a lot, but I will feel. I can tell the difference. So why do you yourself? Why do you feel it's so important that we purchase jewelry and crystals and such from someone like yourself that infuses this energy in there?
Energy is self-care, and buying something special for yourself is also a form of self-care. And when you put something on that helps you feel good, and then you have that energy in you, it's also a form of healing. Like,
Mm.
I have my lapis lazuli in there,
Mm-hmm.
wire wrapped, and it's just a way of helping you feel your best.
Mm-hmm.
And the crystals themselves all have their own vibration as well, which is also a loving vibration. And so you've got that loving vibration from the crystal, you've got the loving touch from the healer who made that, and it all intertwines. So when you're wearing it, you feel that love and light.
Yeah. Amazing. Now, all of these, you said that you just showed some earrings, I believe, that were for the heart chakra. You did actually wrote an ebook, a PDF. on crystals and the chakras. Can you tell
Mhm.
us a little bit about that? Because that's going to be one of the gifts. You guys are going to see it on the link there and on the bottom of the screen, and you'll be able to access it as well. What led you to that ebook? I mean, it's very valuable. Crystals and chakras. Talk to us a little bit about that.
So each chakra is got its own frequency, and each crystal has their own frequency. And I kind of think of them as like color coded.
Mm-hmm.
And each chakra is part of your life force that helps you. If your chakras are out of balance, then you will not feel your best. If anybody's watching this and knows about chakras can understand that. Um, Crystals have their own vibration as well. And um, let's see here. Amethyst might be a good example for your third eye and you have anxiety and things like that. If you put that next to, it's actually one of my go-to crystals for my energy work. If I'm helping a client out, I have my crystal jewelry, my crystal amethyst by my computer here when I'm doing a virtual session. And if someone says, yeah, I've got a lot of anxiety, I will help them with that. And they two pair very well together.
Mm-hmm.
And the ebook basically explains a lot of that detail.
Mm-hmm.
It explains how each chakra works with that energy. And yeah, I tried to be as detailed as possible without having a full-blown book.
You guys, it is a valuable resource for you guys to have. And you can't see my desk here, but I have a myriad of crystals all around that I just kind of keep all around for various purposes. I have a labradorite ball here so that for clarity of thought, and also it's just kind of like, it actually helps with kind of mental health in general. I feel it's very strong for that. I've got my rose quartz here as well. Like, I'm really into spheres, evidently. So we we have quite a bit. I just got stuff everywhere. So, but I love having all the vibration of the crystals. You also mentioned energy healing and, why you became a light worker. So kind of full disclosure, Kari's mentioned Lightworker Academy a few times, and that's the academy that we have here for light workers specifically. Um, and I was drawn to Kari because of the crystal healing, her crystal healing practice that she was already kind of embarking on already before we even met. Um, and for the VIPs, I believe what you're doing is you're giving 50% off one of your energy healing sessions where you use the crystals. And can you talk a little bit more about, like, what can someone come to you for when they book an energy healing session with you?
When they book an energy healing session, I will send out a form. I'll email that because I need to know a little bit more about what their intent is just because you go to one doesn't mean you may necessarily have something that you really want to get out of that. Do you
Mm-hmm.
want to get rid of, you know, a purpose, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak? And
Mm-hmm.
then I also ask a little bit about, like, do they have some health issues or whatnot? And then I will coincide that with the crystals
Mm-hmm.
so that when we have the session, I will have specific crystals by my computer. I send them a Zoom link so that they're able to connect that way because all my sessions are virtual. And
Mm-hmm.
then I put my crystals, and then I basically work their energy with that. And then, as I said before, every now and then a loved one will come through. It doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll relay the message best as possible. And then the thing about having a virtual session is that they can be in their own happy place. They can have their own incense going on. They can have their own candles going on.
Yes.
And they can have, if they have their music on low enough so they can still hear me and we can still, that way they're comfortable. They're able to have their own loving space. And
Yes.
then when everything is done, if they have any questions for me, they can ask them then. And then in a few days later, I will send them a little something just to ask them how everything was, because I'm always improving. I'm always learning and pros and everything, what they have to say.
Yeah.
Because even I'm always learning. I'm still learning about crystals. I mean, there are a lot of crystals out there.
Absolutely. And that's the most beautiful thing about this a journey, I think, is that it's the wise spirit that knows we don't know everything and we still learn every day, right? The moment you
Yes.
realize you know nothing, you know everything. It's and that is, and I don't mean that in a flippant way, but it's just beautiful. Um, Kari, I love the experience that you give people, where you encourage them to have their own, candles and things in their own space and just encourage the whole thing. I absolutely love it. And I want the folks to know where they can also, your beautiful website, we just rebranded and just relaunched. Where can we find you on the internet, on TikTok, everywhere else in the socials? Can you let us know where we can find you?
Crystals and chai. It's very simple. And it's basically spelt just like that. Crystals and chai. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and I have a podcast. So yes, all the above.
Awesome.
I'm very proud.
You're amazing. And we are very
Thank you.
proud
You
of
are
you.
too.
Yeah, my God, we're just so proud. Amazing, amazing healer. So I want all of you guys to download that gift. That the links are going to be like in descriptions. We're going to have links in the chats. If you're watching this, as the premiere, you're going to have on the page, you're going to be able to go and download it. Please go get her free ebook. And then what I want you to do, if you've not upgraded to VIP, you still have an opportunity to do so. I want you to do that right now. Okay. Because not only are you going to be able to have access to her beautiful offer, and you better go get it. You're also going to be helping a child in need to be able to potentially get eyeglasses, lenses, screening, help us to eradicate child onset blindness with the Better Vision for Children Foundation.
That's
Kari,
great.
anything you want to leave us with?
Just thank you for having this. I appreciate it. These are beautiful events. They really are. They are important as well. And I hope to see and help who's ever seeing this. And I just appreciate being here.
Thank you, and we appreciate you. All right, guys. Well, that's going to conclude this fabulous interview. I want you guys to stay put. Don't go anywhere. We have another one coming up right away. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Wow. I hope you enjoyed that just as much as I did. Thank you so much for all of that great information. Hey, we're not done yet, so just relax. We're going to continue on with our next speaker in just a few moments.